well known. Jet's
Yep.
got incredible speed on the bike.
Yep.
Something you've always told me is that skills come before speed.
Oh, just development with any sport, mate. Like I think I mentioned it in the last one. It's the only sport you don't go to coaching.
Yep.
Right, and it's such a physical demanding sport. So imagine the dad of a kid that's going to play World Cup soccer. Just the exercises he'd be doing in the lounge room, right? Like how to kick the ball, do it, and all that at that very young age. Well, what I've found is basically you know yourself. Now, all my riders that I've liked the three things, which is they smile when they ride, like they enjoy it, they stand correctly on a motorbike, which Jet is the best in the world at, and they listen to their parents, right? So their parents can become their coach, right? So then their parents have to listen to me to understand the sport and do all that. And I'll take the credit in that, but it's actually the parents then that learn what they've got to develop in the child for the next stage, the next stage, the next stage as they grow and develop in the sport, just like most other sports. Instead of having that sort of dad that takes him to the track and says, come on, try harder. Like, hang on, mate, he's doing dog paddle in a freestyle race.
Yeah.
Right? That's not going to work, is it?
Yeah, no.
You know?
So the rider's got to have the desire. The discipline comes from the parents.
Well, they've got to love it, mate. Just like, yeah. Yep, exactly. You know, it goes through those stages and you get that best team wins.
Yeah.
You know?
So what is the ideal age to start that development process out for motocross?
Oh, it'll change.
Yeah.
Okay, like I enjoy playing on the BMX bike, or I enjoy playing on the mountain bike, you know, then Dad can get a little bit more time and a little bit more often if he thinks that's what he's going to enjoy, and a little bit more creative with the exercises. And then while other things are on, like he's starting to enjoy water skiing or something as a young age, well, if you think that he's going to eventually be motocross, then you can sort of design some of the water skiing or whatever you're playing with, or BMX and stuff, to relate to the skills that will be required in motocross as they get older and stuff like that, and you're continually developing their child. And at worst, you're developing coordination, you know, and all of that sort of thing, and whatever other weaknesses they might have, you're sort of developing that, okay, all the time to be good at the sport.
So you're basically taking all different sports, all different activities, and just picking parts from them that will benefit you on a motorbike.
Yeah. Well, you can't just go riding, like, you know, like I watched Millsaps, who to me is the best junior the world's ever seen, right? Like, and just to talk to him at 13 and 14, he was like a veteran of motocross, and I've been the top tradesman for 100 years and I'm pretty bored with my job. Yeah. And he hasn't even gone through body development of growth yet, you know, like it was so young and so things. So I think the passion to really want it and perform is not so much as, say, Jet and stuff who've developed slower over their age of more time of getting it right, but having a little bit of life and not the push to just be fast at motocross at a young age type thing, you know.
Gotcha.
And too much of just motocross in.
So if you were comparing, say, why it maybe didn't work out as well for Davey and why it did work out so well for Jet, it would have been too much focus on the racing speed. And
maybe and just a little bit boring. It became work. Yeah. You know, it wasn't sort of broken down with keeping that, Dad, can I go ride my motorbike type of feeling there, you know?
So I believe it was Jeremy McGrath said this, but you get 10, or might have been Jeff Hemming, you get 10 years of all in, this is what I'm doing, I live for it, I breathe for it every single day, and at the end of that 10 years, you'll start to get burnt out, such as Davey did. Yep. Do you subscribe to that theory? You think that's...
Oh, I don't know exactly 10 years or whatever, because one thing I do know is everybody's different. Yeah. Right? So even, doesn't matter what you're talking, you know, like you could go to the AIS, you know, and they could tell you need 8 hours sleep. Why? Because one guy worked best with 7, another guy worked 9, so the average is 8, so everyone needs 8. Well, that's any fact that any of them are giving you. So they know their children, you know, and they've got to understand why they're telling them that, and then try to work out what's best for my kid and all that sort of stuff as they're doing it. Because, like I say, everyone's different.
So you've got to understand like the goalposts and then sort of see where you are between them. And
yeah, exactly. And, you know, and that's why the parent's the best coach.
Yeah, gotcha. So do you think the Davey Millsap's way, which was full in, intense, everything from a young age, could have worked in a different kid if he had that, like a little more desire and didn't get burnt out? Or is it kind of inevitable?
Yeah, probably not overly. Like you listen to Villo's interviews there and he sort of didn't enjoy it, but it was a job as much too. But they both got to the top, you know, so it's a fine line, you know, but I think Villo was never going to ride as long as Chad Reed, you know, so maybe if it was a bit more enjoyment, he might have been aiming for that goal of riding as long as Chad Reed did and things like that into the age. But yeah, I don't think there's a exact line for each person, that's for sure.
No, and it's a very important point that too, because you can go through the list. Jeremy McGrath didn't ride till he was what, 12?
Yeah.
Ended up one of the best ever.
Yeah, I think it was even a bit later, you know, but he was BMX butt before it, you know, so you're seeing like those BMX skills come into the Supercross, and he took a lot longer of motorbike development and everything before he could win a motocross race, right? You look at, like I've seen Chad as a kid building his own BMX jumps, Matt and Jake, BMX, Daniel McCoy, building BMX and stuff like that as kids, and they've all sort of won Supercross, right? Then you look at all the other top motocrossers, like guys that are unreal, Gibbsy, Waters, all those sort of guys. Well, they've never won a Supercross race, right? But they didn't play on a BMX bike the same, right? So there's just a quick point of what I say about development.
Yeah.